Hello and welcome to part 2 of my recommendations from my favourite genres video. Today we are talking about 3 different genres. So, thank you person who just followed me on Instagram. We have contemporary, fantasy / sci-fi and historical. I don't want this video to be ridiculously long, so we are getting started. And again, it's been like a week and I haven't taken my flu shot band-aid off. I'm really lazy. Also, I don't like taking off band-aids. Okay, contemporary guys. Again, I've picked 3 from each genre. Let's start. Let's start with the one that isn't Love Oz YA. Yeah. The Last Little Blue Envelope by Maureen Johnson. This is the sequel to 13 Little Blue Envelopes, which I do also recommend, but I don't own that, so obviously read that one first. It is about a girl named Ginny from somewhere in America, and her aunt has died and left her 13 little blue envelopes of things that she has to do in Europe. It's great. I would actually recommend every book that Maureen Johnson has written, because I love her, and yeah, she's good. Read her. Now onto my Love Oz YA section. We have Looking for Alibrandi by Melina Marchetta. Again, I would recommend anything Melina Marchetta has written, because her books are also incredible, but again, this is the only one I own, so Looking for Alibrandi, read it. This is about a girl named Josephine Alibrandi. She is half Italian, half Australian, which is quite popular. I mean, we have a lot of Italians in Australia. It's great. I love your food. So she goes to this wealthy Catholic school in Sydney, and it's basically about her life, her friends, her family, some relationships. There's also a movie which is crappy. It's so bad. It's so bad. It has nothing to do with this book whatsoever. But this book, yeah, it's really great. So you should read it and love it. And yes, it is, I think it came out in the 90s, so it is a little bit dated, but it's still good. And then the last one I have is, well, the last contemporary, is Music from Standing Waves by Joanna Craven. Joanna sent me this book. She is a Melbourne author and composer, and she also lives in London, which is awesome, and I want to be you. So this is about a girl named Abby who plays the violin, and she lives up in the very top corner of Australia, sort of like a town where nothing happens and everyone knows each other and that sort of thing. And then she gets the chance to go to the Melbourne Conservatorium to play violin, and it's great. There she falls in love, she makes friends, she makes enemies. It's really, really good. Would highly recommend, especially because it's set in Melbourne. Melbourne! I love Melbourne. Please read this book. I need someone to discuss it with, so please somebody read it. Okay, next section is my fantasy sci-fi section. So, book number 1, Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I love this series. It is so, so good. I read it ages ago. Well, I read the first book ages ago. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And then after I finished high school, I reread the first 2 books in preparation for the 3rd book coming out, and then I didn't read the 3rd book until this year, which has been 2 years? 3 years? I'm in my 3rd year of uni. 3 years. I do really love this series though. It's so good. My book just fell. It's a little bit weird to start with, but I think once you get into it, it's really interesting. It's about a girl named Amy who's been cryogenically, is that the word? Frozen, along with her parents, and she gets waken up 50 years too early? Yeah, 50 years too early. And this is her experiences of that. It's great. have a fantasy, The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I love this book. I love this series, even though only 2 books are out so far. This is about Paige, who works in this sort of like criminal underground in this alternate London, and then she gets taken away to Oxford, and she's like a what's that word? A clairvoyant. And it's like a world of clairvoyance, and there are like these things that are like doing stuff to humans, and it's really good, and I can't explain it. But yeah, it is so good. So good. And you should read it. And then, I don't actually own this book, but I'm gonna do the photo thing here. Ooh! Which is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, which is why I'm wearing this Jurassic World shirt, and I have a stuffed dinosaur beside me who I named Crichton because I am in love with Michael Crichton. Like, he actually passed away in 2008, so it's a bit weird. But I love his books. I love Jurassic Park. It is incredible. So is the sequel, The Lost World, and I also really like his book Sphere. And it also, just every book he's ever written, or well, I haven't read them all yet, but they're great, the ones that I have. And I just think more people in the world should read Michael Crichton, especially I know, at least at the moment, after Jurassic World, the whole Jurassic Park dinosaur thing is coming back in, and I feel like not a lot of people know about the books. Like, a lot of people have seen the movies. I saw the movies 20 times when I was a kid, so this has kind of been like, it was inevitable. I was always going to fall in love with Michael Crichton. So yeah, would definitely recommend. They are incredible books. Everyone you care about, and even the people you don't care about, will die. But it's great. I love it. Like, I keep body counts for all of his books because they're just ridiculous and I love them, and he's great. Everyone read Michael Crichton. Become a Crichton fangirl with me. I'm trying to set up a hashtag for it on Instagram single-handedly, and it's not going so great for me. Okay, final genre is historical. So, I tried very hard to not pick all World War II books. So there are a lot of other favourites that I would have talked about, but they were all World War II, and I just felt like I should have something different. So I picked one World War II, which is Sweet Française by Irene Nemirovsky. This is actually sort of like a collection of novellas. The first one is called Storm in June, and then the second one is called Dulce, which I believe is the name of the town. That second one is my favourite. That's sort of the one people see as Sweet Française. There was a movie that came out. That's the story it's based on. It's an incredible movie. Watch it. Yeah, so this is about a town in France during the Nazi occupation, and I really liked it, and it broke my heart. And Irene Nemirovsky actually died in Auschwitz before she could finish this book, and it's really sad. But I loved it. Next we have Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. This is about witches, and I can't remember what year it's set in. That's helpful. I can't tell you guys what year it's set in. Anyway, it's 18 something, I think, maybe. I don't know. Maybe earlier. I didn't have researched this. Yeah, this is the first book in a trilogy called the Cahill Witch Sisters, which is something like that, Chronicles. I don't know. I haven't read the others, but I read this one. I really loved it. It's a very fun book, and there's a bit of romance and witchy stuff and sisterly stuff, and it's great. And it's been ages since I read it, so I can't really remember. Oh, it says the name of the series on the front. It's the Cahill Witch Chronicles. There's something about sisters in there, sorry. Yeah, I really liked it. And then finally, we have Razorhurst by Justine Labeliers. That's how I say her name. This is 1920s Sydney. In 1920s Sydney, there was these things called the razor gangs, which basically they killed people by using those really fancy, like, pull-up razors. There's a really good TV series about it too called Underbelly Razor. Would highly recommend. This one isn't really like, it's based on that, but it's not a historical account of it. Like, the two sort of like crime lords during that time were Tilly Devine and Kate Lee, but they're not in this book. There's some like different ones, and it's sort of like a it's a ghost paranormal story. It was incredible, and I think everyone should read it. It's also really, really pretty, and I just love it. So please read it, because there is nothing I love more than forcing people to read Australian YA books. So please do it. So those were my the end of that books you should read section of this little mini-series. My next section, of course, is my little TBR for each genre, which is sitting down there right now, and I can't wait to talk about them. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Say goodbye to Crichton, because I probably will never remember to put him in a video again. And Nicole, Tonky Wonky, if you're watching this, he does still look like a worm. I admit it.